Welcome back, and as I said, we have the VMS CEO, Jeff Parker, here today. And Jeff, welcome back. We saw you on Friday, and obviously this could be a regular thing each day, just depending how things go.
Right, we want to keep everybody in the village informed as much as we can with regards to what's going on with coronavirus.
Right. Yes, now on Friday we talked about some parameters that were being set up. And each day that's going to change probably. So let's talk about, I know on Friday you mentioned that the pools were still open and now they're going to be closed.
Yeah, we're recommending that based on the governor's instructions over the weekend in his press conference and in communication with Orange County Health, we've decided that in precaution territory, we're going to close the pool operations, and that again will be for the 30-day period in which we'll reevaluate at that point in time. Okay,
now as far as the community center here, again another change because on Friday resident services was still open for walk-ins. That is changing now, and of course, you know, there's a balance of giving the service but also protecting the residents and the staff as well.
For those that don't know, yesterday in the governor's press conference, he basically said that anybody over the age of 65 should home isolate.
Right.
And given those provisions out there to our community and everybody in California, we believe it was necessary to step up our precautions relative to our operations here. So what we're recommending and what we're putting in place is that relative to resident services for alterations, recreations, or anybody walking in, instead of being able to do that, call now or email, and we can set up an appointment if we need to see you in person. So it would be appointment based.
Okay, and the email is info@lagunawoodsvillage.com, the same email.
Correct.
Okay. Now, as you mentioned, alterations, recreation, obviously on Friday, all the clubhouses, fitness centers, and such, the PC rooms were all shut down.
All shut down, staying the course there, won't change that operation, and like I indicated on Friday, we'll reevaluate during the 30-day period.
Okay, and also when it comes to Village Television, to our studio up here, you've stipulated now no walk-ins, right?
Correct. Yeah. All our facilities basically are now going to be by appointment only for our residents, and again, that's following the governor's directive to have anybody over 65 isolate in their homes.
Okay, now let's come to, as I mentioned, the board meetings. We know that already, as you told me just a little while ago, the third meeting tomorrow is not going to be taking place as far as I know, so it's not going to be televised or. So tell me how the boards are going to be operating at this point.
All right, so individually, the decision is being worked out with each board. I met and called the presidents last night, and our recommendation was that for the 2-week period minimally, that we cancel all our meetings and board meetings specifically, but we also have committee meetings. Right now, what we're going to do is work individually with those mutuals. In the case of Third, they're going to cancel their meeting tomorrow. With the case of VMS, we're looking at whether we're going to go virtual or cancel. And so we'll be providing updated information to our residents as soon as that is available.
Okay, and of course, Restaurant 19, another directive was having a bar closed.
And new information there. The bar closing, and also that all restaurants reduce down their capacity to 50% of what their original capacity was, and make sure that there is spacing for individuals that are going to attend. We're also working with Tony on whether or not we can have a specific reservation system set up for clubhouse.
Okay, and again, something like that can be shifting as well.
All the time.
It could be that by the end of today that, you know, only takeout is allowed, or so we'll find out about that. I'm not saying for Restaurant 19 or whatever, but I heard inklings of that this morning, that restaurants in general. So
as the governor indicated yesterday, because of the seriousness of this and their real efforts to make sure that the coronavirus is not spreading, I think they're going to look very seriously at a number of ideas to curtail that activity.
Right, yeah. So it's all in flux, really, hour by hour. Now, again, you want to remind people all the meeting rooms are closed. The recreation rooms are closed in the garden villas as well. So that's an important one because on Friday we didn't talk about that because a lot of the 3-story buildings have their own rec rooms.
Exactly. And one of the things we heard was that some people were looking at maybe going to the garden villas recreation centers and using those as quasi meetings. But again, we want to let everybody know that the same operation rules and regs want to operate with regards to the garden villas. No activities in those recreation centers.
Okay. Now, to get information, obviously the village website, and here by watching us, and at least at this point, you know, we're going to be on. Again, things can change. We don't know that. But you could be coming on, we'll probably see you each day for however long it may take, or close to that, or someone else.
And I really appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that, again, we're communicating with our members here in the community. We want to make sure that we're on top of it, and by coming in and joining you on a daily basis, maybe for the next week or two, we'll make sure that happens. If we don't need to come on because there's no information, then that's the case, but we want to be able to make it available to everybody.
All right, and also we're going to be having a movie marathon. We did yesterday. So we'll gather some movies up and let people know about that.
And I can tell you that was a great success. We got a lot of emails that came in. A lot of people noticed that, appreciated, and we will do everything we can to make people more comfortable in their environment.
All right, very good. Jeff, always good to see you. And
Great to be
as of right now, don't shake anyone's hands as much as I would like to. We're not going to be doing that. And more than likely, I will see you tomorrow.
Great.
All
Thanks,
right,
Ken.
You take care. You take care as well. We'll be back.